Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah! Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
So I think as a startup and embarking on be it a master or an executive program or a short program at IE, I think for me the main thing is plugging into the full IE ecosystem, and that would be firstly the network of professors that we have at IE. They are both academic professors, academically sound, but at the same time they also run their own businesses. And so from the event tonight, Joe Haslam he's a co-founder of 5 business ventures that have been successful in different areas of his career. And the second thing for me would be plugging into the IE community itself. And so we have students who come from all walks of life, and we also have quite a few students that come from family-owned businesses that are actually coming to IE to be trained to run their family businesses. So you're also plugging into people who have a legacy of running successful family businesses. And then lastly, I would just say it's the transformational journey of saying, you know what, I'm getting out of my comfort zone, I'm moving to Spain, be it for 2 weeks or be it for 1 year, depending on the program you choose, and really disrupting yourself, I would say. And so I think those are the 3 things that would be beneficial to be part of the IE ecosystem.
Well, the thing is that most companies that we know we know them not because they've started, but because they've scaled, and that you can have a much bigger impact if you scale. And I think also that a lot of the companies you'll have to compete against have a lot of advantages, and if you're small, you have no chance of competing. So the only chance you have of being successful is if you get to a much bigger size than perhaps previously was the case 10 years ago. Well, it's just that complexity means you're trying to do too many things, and if you're trying to do too many things, you can't do anything properly. As human beings, none of us wants to choose. We all want to try and have as many options as possible, but the truth is resources are limited, and the only way you have of having any possibility is to focus on the thing that you see that's working. That at least gives you a chance of succeeding, and if you don't and spread your resources across a number of things, you have almost no chance of succeeding.
So at IE, we have 5 graduate schools. We've got the business school, which is the oldest, which started in 1973, so that's really our DNA. And then we've got the School of Human Science and Technology, and so there you'll see programs like a Master in Big Data and Business Analytics, a Master in Cybersecurity. You'll see some marketing and communications programs. You also see some leadership and strategy programs coming out of that school. So when we talk about the School of Human Science and Technology, we talk about a school that is focused on careers of the future and looking at professionals that are going to participate in jobs of the future. Then we've got a law school, we've got a School of Architecture and Design, and that's where we have people who are in the creative space, be it interior design, architecture, any sort of construction and building and property, that want to start their own businesses and don't have that business acumen. And so we've designed programs specifically for them. And then lastly, we've got the School of Global and Public Affairs, where you have international relations, public policy. And so those are the main 5 areas in terms of our schools.
Well, what I'm thinking about is this idea that, again, there are about 20 or 30 things that all scale-up entrepreneurs seem to encounter. You know, what's your organization's culture? What kind of people should you hire? How should you finance your company? What kind of products should you have? And what my book does is it talks about the challenges you will encounter and talks about, you know, what people think about the way to get over these are. And I think that's a very useful way. What many entrepreneurs don't see is all of the things they're likely to come across. They know, say, the product, and they only think of the happy best case. And then when they hear about things like what happens if people don't pay me, what happens if, like, natural disasters and these kind of things, I think it helps a lot if you can read books like mine that'll tell you in advance what problems you're likely to face, and then you can start to think about them and fix them before they become a bigger problem.
So it's just over 3 years old, Jozihub. It's based here at 44 Stanley, which is a very cool design precinct in Johannesburg between both universities, UJ and WITS. And we are a space that really supports entrepreneurs as much as possible and the use of technology in developing new business. So we create a fertile environment that allows for office space, desk space, meeting rooms, great Wi-Fi, great coffee, all of the most important things, but with the added support and guidance and access to mentors and a number of events that we host here in our event space. So like tonight, we have speakers from all over the world and from the neighborhood down the road who are experts in what they do. So things from anything from accounting 101 to legal advice for startups, or just a hackathon to let creative juices and developers go wild.
Like these, go to www.social-tv.co.za, subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on our social mediums.